Welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we're going to be dictating the rhythm to Hot Cross Buns. If you're not familiar with the song Hot Cross Buns, please go back and find that lesson and review it, and then you'll be ready for this lesson. First, let's sing Hot Cross Buns once using the heartbeat mat. Welcome to the heartbeat mat. This mat is to represent each beat of the song we're about to dictate. I'm going to sing Hot Cross Buns once, and I'd like you to see what you notice about the beats. I'll touch each beat one time while I sing. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. What did you notice? If you noticed that I was moving from left to right and then from top to bottom, 1 row at a time, that's a good thing to notice. You also might have noticed that certain beats had different sounds in them. In fact, some beats didn't even have any sound at all in them. Let's sing it one more time, and I'd like you to touch on your screen with me, 1 beat at a time, and sing along with me too. We're going to sing Hot Cross Buns and touch each beat once. Here we go. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Great job. Now it's time to draw the rhythm, which I call dictating the rhythm of Hot Cross Buns. Remember that in music, every sound that you hear, or every sound that we make, can be represented with a picture of the sound. So we're going to dictate or draw the rhythm to Hot Cross Buns. So let's take this first row of beats one more time. I'd like you to tell me and point on your screen to the beat that didn't have any sound in it. Listen once. Hot cross buns. Point to the beat that didn't have a sound. If you're pointing to this beat, you're correct. This beat right here, the 4th beat, did not have a word or a sound in it. And in music, we call that a rest. And we use this picture to represent a beat with no sound in it. We call it a quarter rest. It's a picture of silence, no sound in that beat. So I'm going to place one of these quarter rests right here. And whenever you see one of these, just remember silence. Now, how many sounds did you hear in these first 3 beats? Hot cross buns. There was 1 sound inside each beat. When we have 1 sound in a beat, this is the symbol that we use. It's called a quarter note, and it makes a sound like this. Ta, 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 ta. It's a steady pulse. So I'm going to place 1 quarter note in each heartbeat here. Now, you can do this yourself at home if you download from our website these materials. It's time for the second row. Now, we've already done hot cross buns. What comes next? Do you remember? Hot cross buns. That's right, it's the same rhythm again. So if you have these cards at home, you can try this yourself. But here's what it should look like. 3 quarter notes, followed by a quarter rest. Now, it's possible in music to use rhythm words to say the rhythm of the song. So now instead of singing Hot Cross Buns, we're going to say ta for each quarter note. And we're going to whisper rest for the rest, like this. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, 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 rest. Very good. Will you try that with me? And touch each beat while you sing. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, 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 rest. Good work. Now we're ready for the next part of the song. I'm going to clap the rhythm for the 3rd row, and tell me what you notice about this. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Here's another way I could do it. Ba, 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 ba. How many sounds did you notice inside each heartbeat? If you said 2 sounds, that's correct. When we have two sounds in one heartbeat, we use a symbol that looks like this. Each dark circle represents a sound. So we have two eighth notes connected with a beam. Two sounds in one beat. And the sound that they make is T, 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 T. Two sounds, one beat. So I'm going to place a TT card inside each beat for a total of 8 sounds spread across 4 beats. It's going to make it sound like this. T, 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 T. Will you try that with me? Touch each beat and say the rhythm words with me. Here we go. T, 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 T. Great job. Now, we're going to do the last row of the rhythm. Do you remember what comes next? Try it with me. Hot cross buns. Okay, try to draw it. If you have your cards at home, go ahead and try to draw this rhythm yourself. Now we've drawn the rhythm to hot cross buns. We've dictated the rhythm. Let's try saying the whole thing together. Touch each beat and sing the rhythm words with me. Here we go. Starting up here. Ta, 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 rest. Ta, 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 rest. T, 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 ta, 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 rest. Very good. You dictated your first rhythm. Now, let's try something tricky. I'm going to make something magic happen. Are you ready? Take a look at what's happened to the heartbeat mat. Some of the rhythms are missing. Now, we're going to just do the rhythm one more time and see if you can figure out which rhythm belongs in the missing heartbeats. Here we go. Hot cross buns. What goes right here? If you said a quarter rest, you're correct. Now let's try our song again and look for the missing heartbeats. Hot cross buns. Hot cross. Uh-oh, what goes here? If you said a quarter note, you're correct. Now let's try one more time. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a... Uh-oh, another missing heartbeat. What goes there? If you said 2 eighth notes, you're correct. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. One last missing rhythm. What goes in this beat? If you said a quarter rest, you're correct. Good job fixing the rhythms. Well, that's it for today. Nice work, and see you next time.